All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Now that it's afternoon, we are here today to be talking about Social Ad Engine, which is Coldwell Banker's tool for running Facebook and Instagram advertising. So, one of the this was one of the big things that happened. There was a big transition with Coldwell Banker and the tools and everything that were provided starting 2 years ago now, 2019, and it was kicked off with Social Ad Engine, and that also kicked off the North Star, the new logo rebrand, and then rolled into Moxie and Prospect Square and some of the other tools that are coming down the pipeline too. So Social Ad Engine was the first big release they had, and they announced it at Gen Blue 2 years ago in Vegas, and it was really exciting. So, it's like I said, what is Social Ad Engine? It is a tool to run Facebook ads through Coldwell Banker, super easy. Now, that being said, Facebook manages ads across 5 different platforms: Facebook itself, Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger, so Facebook Messenger, which is now tied into Instagram Messenger, and the last is what's called Audience Network. Audience Network is a partnership with other um, with mobile apps, so they can do advertising and contract through Facebook. It's very similar to Google AdWords, for those of you who are familiar with Google AdWords or played around with that once Google started introducing those to websites, about 10, 15 years ago. So Social Ad Engine was a partnership between Coldwell Banker and Realogy, the parent company of Coldwell Banker, and Facebook to make an easy tool to use. The big part about that is Facebook Ads Manager is not easy to use. So they simplified it because we know how it is, especially in this market right now. It's super busy out there. Things are hectic. To run an ad in Facebook Ads Manager by myself, it takes me a good, hour to run an ad. And I have to keep up on all the regulations, rules, requirements, things like that. I can go in now to Social Ad Engine and I can run an ad in under 5 minutes. And that's me. And I'm very fast at going through things. So, it does make it a lot easier to use. So, in fact, this partnership has just been nominated for an award through a company called the Shorty Awards for best advertising platform for Facebook. It was just announced this last week, so it is a groundbreaking enough platform that it's getting award nominations now, which is really cool. So, but Coldwell Banker partnered with Facebook and Instagram to roll out Social Ad Engine to make your advertising simple and easy. So let me touch on, before we dive in here on actually using Social Ad Engine, let me touch on a couple things. Like I said, number one, why should you be using Social Ad Engine? It makes advertising easy. Like I said, I can take an ad, and instead of taking an hour to go through Facebook and its ads manager and everything, I can get into Social Ad Engine and run an ad in about 5 minutes. Maybe 10 on a long day, if I get a phone call and get distracted in there. But it makes it a lot quicker, so your time, you can be more efficient with it. The second big reason is real estate ads are very impacted on Facebook. Like, in fact, Facebook ads are the most impacted advertising category on Facebook. We have more restrictions on running our advertising than political ads. So all those ads we just got for the 2020 presidential election, right? They have an easier time running those ads than we do in real estate. Why? Because we have to deal with fair housing guidelines, Facebook guidelines. There's just so many things that they have to factor into it that if you're trying to run ads on your own, it's really hard to keep up on all of those. Facebook's had to implement some things that, to make sure nobody's redlining, steering, all those things we learned about what we're not supposed to be doing during our real estate licensing courses. Before, Facebook was kind of the Wild West. They didn't have any restrictions or anything, but in the last few years, they've really had to crack down because of those fair housing guidelines. So, it's hard to stay on top of everything. And I know a lot of people that have tried running their own ads recently, and every time they try to run it, their ads get rejected because, like I said, housing is such a impacted advertising category. So social ad engine stays on top of all those rules and regulations, so you don't have to keep track of all of it. So, when you have something you want to promote, you can just hop in real quick, say, okay, let's run the ad, go in, run it, and don't sweat it. So let me go ahead and sign into Social Ad Engine here. So to get to Social Ad Engine, you're going to go into your CB Desk account. That's mycbdesk.com. And I can spell. I'm typing it into the chat here for you guys. And you're going to sign in with your Coldwell Banker corporate login. So it's the same login as Zap, the former CB Exchange. All the corporate products use this same login to get in there. Oh, okay. And I typed my password in wrong. It happens. I'm not perfect. I can type passwords in wrong. So, there we go. Okay, so I am in now. So once you get onto your CB Desk account here, you have a link to all your apps. This is everything that Coldwell Banker has to offer. Now, your order of apps, these tiles on the screen here, may not be the same order for you as it is for me. These are actually all drag and drop that you can rearrange as you please. But one of the products you will have available is Social Ad Engine. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Social Ad Engine here. Now, like I mentioned a little bit earlier on, to run any kind of advertising on Facebook, you have to have a Facebook business page. So before you ever sign into Social Ad Engine for the first time, please make sure you make your Facebook business page. Those of you with Coldwell Banker Associated Brokers, reach out to Rebecca Cooley from Fidelity Title, and she will be able to help you. I can help you, but you do have to have a Facebook business page up and running. The very first time you guys sign in here to Social Ad Engine, it will have like an onboarding process, okay? You will have to link your Facebook business page to Social Ad Engine and connect them. So we'll connect your business page in so they know what business page to run it from. It walks you through it on the screen, but it's a few clicks. What you do is you'll click on the Facebook icon. If you're already signed into your Facebook account, it will just say, hey, is this the account you want to be using? You hit continue, and then it asks you what business page you want to run your ads from. So there are some people out there who have multiple business pages. You do pick the one that you want to link over to it. You hit connect, and then the last step is you have to accept the Facebook lead ads terms of service. It will pop it up on the screen. You click accept, you sign your life away, just like most terms and conditions out there, and then you're done. So like I said, that process will take a couple minutes to do. So just be aware the first time you ever sign in, you will have to do that. Once you're actually linked over, every time you sign in after this, your home screen will look like this guy here, just like mine. You'll have your name. You'll have the picture of your business page in there automatically. And then you'll see there's 4 buttons. There used to be 3 buttons. Now there's 4 buttons here. Overview, listings, templates, and reporting. So originally, when Social Ad Engine first came out, the only thing you could do in here was run ads on your listings. In the last year, during COVID, actually, it was actually the week before the California COVID lockdown that they added the ability in to run ads, not just on your listings, but just promoting your business page in general, promoting your business. So ads that are for your listings will be under the listings tabs. Ads that are to promote your business page, promote your business, will be under the templates tab. Okay, so I'm going to start here by showing you guys how to run an ad on your listing, because that has the most options, the most tweaking available to it. So I'm going to go ahead here. You don't really need to worry about anything on this home screen here, this overview page. It's just kind of a landing page. But where you really want to be is over in this listings tab here. Before I click on that, I just want to say, oh no, I'll go to the next topic here. Sorry. So I'm going to go to the listings screen here. When you click on the listings tab here, it will pull in all of your listings automatically. Currently, it will only have your listings. So you need to be tagged as the listing or co-listing agent on the MLS for the listing to populate in here. They have talked about the ability to run ads on other agents' listings within your company. However, that is a little bit more complicated to set up. So right now it is only on your listings. Sometimes, I will say sometimes listings that are in pending don't show. However, I believe that has changed because my pending listings are currently showing. So just sometimes they don't show, just to be aware. So now, that being said, from the time you put it on the MLS till the time it gets into social ad engine here, it usually takes about 24 hours. So if you're trying to run an ad coming into, today's Wednesday, if you're wanting to have an ad up and running, for this weekend, for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you would want to make sure the listing's in the MLS today on Wednesday to make sure you can get in on Thursday to start running your ad. So just be aware it does take about 24 hours to populate. I've seen it take 48, but now it's down to about 24 hours. So you go to the listing that you want to run your ad on, and then you just go ahead and click on the promote button on that listing. So there are 3 kinds of ads you can run. And this doesn't matter whether you're under listings, templates, whatever you're trying to run, there are 3 kinds of ads here. And I'm going to explain what all 3 of them are. So this is our first box here. What are you trying to achieve? What kind of ad are you trying to run? The kind of ad you're trying to run will change the metric that it is based on. It will change what the primary targeting is of your ad, what it's optimized for. So this drop down, when I click on it, you'll see the first one is I want to drive traffic to my web page. Second one is I want to drive awareness of my brand and services. And the third one is I want to drive leads from Facebook and Instagram. Those are 3 different purposes. For any of you who have ever done any kind of Facebook advertising on your own, I want to drive traffic to my web page is called running an ad for clicks. So you're trying to optimize the ad to get the most number of clicks possible. I want to drive awareness of my brand and services is trying to get views. So it's just trying to get the ad in front of as many eyeballs as possible here. The third one, I want to drive leads from Facebook and Instagram, is to collect lead information, collect names, phone numbers, and email addresses. So it is trying to get people to fill out what's called a Facebook lead form. So I'm going to touch on this before I get into the leads, especially. One of the other reasons you should be using social ad engine, I told you, like I said, it's faster. It stays in Facebook compliance. But the third reason is it is very cost effective. So in general, for all kinds of real estate ads, the average cost per click. So if you're running an ad for clicks and you're trying to figure out how much is the cost per click, how much it costs for one person to click on the link one time, on average across the entire real estate industry on Facebook, the average cost per click is $1.81. So to get one person to click on your ad one time on Facebook, on average, if you ran the ad on your own, is going to be $1.81. On social ad engine, their average cost per click, this is across all campaigns, all run, is 11 cents. So you're talking it's about 17, 18 times more cost effective to run an ad designed for clicks, to run an ad to drive traffic to your web page. Okay, so from $1.81 down to 11 cents per click. That is outstanding. And then I want to drive leads from Facebook and Instagram. The average cost per lead. So if you were going to set up a Facebook lead form yourself and then try to get leads and then see how many leads you end up with, right? The average cost per lead on Facebook for the entire real estate industry is $37. So to get one person's contact information through a lead ad on Facebook is $37. On social ad engine, their average cost per lead is $3.23. So about 10 times more effective. So like I said, you're 10 to 18 times more efficient per dollar running an ad through social ad engine versus running an ad on your own. Okay. So, like I said, time, staying in compliance, cost effective, that's the, holy trinity of real estate ads right there. So, now I'm going to run us through an ad here and setting it up. You're going to see how easy it is to do. So like I said, I want to drive traffic to my webpage. I want to drive awareness of my brands and services. I want to drive leads from Facebook and Instagram. Pick the ad that you're trying to run. So for example, I want to drive awareness of my brand and services. This on a listing, I think this would be a great ad just to be getting eyeballs, maximizing views. And once we can get back to doing open houses here and, maybe not getting 75 offers on properties or whatever's going on out there in the market, once we get back to a little bit more balanced market where we're doing open houses, I think that's I want to drive awareness of my brand and services. I think that's what you're going to want to do to try to promote your listing for an open house, because you're just trying to get eyeballs, right? I want to drive traffic to my webpage. So this is going to be if you're trying to send them to a specific website. So if we're on a listing, let's say you have a virtual tour site set up. So you could have, a Matterport, a landing page, a single property website through something like Elevated Network, or partnered with your lender through list reports, or other systems out there. There's a lot of different providers that offer something like that. But you want to drive traffic to a web page. So you're wanting to get people to click on it to see more information. Okay. So like I said, list reports is a good one for free. Elevated Network, for those of you who subscribe to it, it's just trying to get clicks. I would recommend that if you're driving traffic to a web page, you're sending them to a website that has some sort of contact collection information. Don't just send, like I said, you could send them to a Matterport tour. I would not send them to a Matterport tour personally. You know why? Because they click on it, they view it, you have no way to get their information later on, because there's no lead capture form on a Matterport tour. So I'd be sending them, like I said, to some sort of site, list reports, Elevated, your own website, some spot that you can collect, they can opt to fill in their contact information, because you want to try to get somebody's name and phone number out of it, ideally. Be thinking about where you're wanting to send them if you're driving traffic to a web page. The last one is I want to drive leads from Facebook and Instagram. This is definitely the most unique of the ad types. It is a special style of Facebook ad, which has what's called a lead form. And you'll notice when I select this here, it says lead form questions. And you can actually choose which questions you want to ask them. You have to pick what's your name, what's your email, what's your phone number. And it will actually grab their information on that and autofill it in based on what's on their Facebook profile. They can go in and manually change it. That being said, I will say there are a large number of people who do not put in accurate information on their social media channels. Trust me, Becca and I have helped a number of you guys set it up, and there's a lot of people that have outdated names, not names, but outdated emails, outdated phone numbers. They haven't been going in and updating these things over time. So, is every single person going to be a hot lead ready to go and buy a house tomorrow? No. The average Facebook lead takes about 6 to 18 months to convert into a client. So when you are getting these people's contact information, you're not hitting them in a stage where they're necessarily ready to go look at the house tomorrow. Okay. You're hitting them in a stage where they're starting to show interest in doing something in real estate in the next about year. So when you get these leads and you're following up on these leads, make sure you handle them as such. Because if you try to put on a hard sell and be, oh, hey, I saw your, hey, Bob, this is Michael Wysocki with Coldwell Banker. I saw you're interested in my listing at 31623 Granville. Would you like to take a look tomorrow at 2 or Saturday at 4? That may not be the lines you want to be asking these people. It may be something a little softer. hey, Bob, this is Michael Wysocki with Coldwell Banker. I saw you're interested in my property at 31623 Granville. Do you have any questions about the property, or would you like to make an appointment to go see it? Maybe something a little softer like that will work better. And keep in mind, the first time you reach out to them, probably will not get an answer. You probably go to voicemail, or you'll text them and not hear back, because the average real estate lead takes about 7 to 10 points of contact before they agree to work with you. So, it may feel like you're banging your head against a brick wall trying to get these people to respond to you. Just be patient. Like I said, remember, they're probably going to be about a year away from looking. So, keep that in mind. Other questions you can have in here, how soon are you looking to purchase a home? Help vet your listing. How would you describe your interest level in this house? Are you currently pre-approved to buy a home? These are ways that you can kind of have an idea about where this person is at in the home buying process before you reach out to them. The cool part about the social ad engine leads that come from Facebook and Instagram is when you get these leads, it's automatically going to put them into your Zap database. Okay, so it's going to drop it straight into Zap. So you're actually going to get a call from Zap leads from Lead Router there, and it's going to say hey, here's a new lead, here's a new lead, here's a new lead, here's a new lead. It's going to come straight to your phone. You're not going to have to go in and check it. Because if you were going to run these leads, this kind of ad on your own, you actually would run this ad, and then you would have to manually go into Facebook Ads Manager and download an Excel spreadsheet every time you want to check on your leads. And as I believe we all know here, when it comes to real estate leads from the internet, time is of the essence. So the sooner you can reach out to them, the better. So if you're having to go in, run an ad on your own, and refresh Facebook Ads Manager to download an Excel spreadsheet and see who newly clicked on it, that will consume every minute of your life until the ad's done running. I mean, you'll really have to stay on top of it to maximize your conversion. So it does try to just hand you the lead, hand you the information, and then it's there ready to go. So, like I said, step one, you're going to pick what kind of ad you want to run. Step two, you're going to edit your ad. So you can see there is, and as you edit this, it will change everything on the right-hand side of the screen. So you can change the headline, which is this right here. It puts the address in by default. Don't feel like you have to use the address in your headline. A more captivating headline may be something like, for this house, single-story home in Temecula School District. That may be more captivating. If it's in Canyon Lake, gorgeous waterfront home. Golf course home. Make the headline a little bit more enticing than the address if you can. That's gonna get you a better conversion rate. The second part of your ad is the body text here. So that's going to be the top part of your ad, the text that goes with it. Now, you do have a character limit. It's about 400 characters total. That's, letters, symbols, punctuation, etc. It's going to grab the first couple lines off the MLS by default. But when we write an MLS description, we now have, just so you know, 2,500 characters to write. So you have plenty. You can be as wordy as you want. For a Facebook ad, you don't want to be wordy. You want to hit the key bullet points. In this case, for this house, I'd say, single-story home, Temecula School District, 4-bed, 2-bath. I would put that kind of stuff in there. The things that are going to be the biggest selling points. Now, for those of you who have messed around with Facebook advertising and stuff, a lot of people don't realize this. In your ad text, in the body text, you can actually put emojis in your ad. And in fact, ads that have emojis in them tend to get better results than ads that don't. So if you have a Mac, it has the Emoji Keyboard built in there automatically. But a lot of people who have Windows computers like me don't realize you can actually get emojis and put them into your ad. You don't need to be on your phone to do this. So if I just actually go to Google here, can actually go to emoji. I can just Google search Emoji Keyboard. And then you can see there's a number of keyboards right here. I can just pick on this first one, Emoji Keyboard Online. And then it has all the emojis sorted by category. So let's say I wanted, let's say I wanted to do this house with a tree emoji, house with a garden. If I just go to it, I click on it, I can hit, tap to copy and paste the emoji into my ad. So I go back to my ad and I can add it in there and it adds it to the clipboard and I can copy and paste it. So ads that have emojis in them tend to do better. Obviously pick emojis that make sense, house, school, pool, swimming, stuff that makes sense for the house. If you're looking for some generic emojis to use, red flags tend to work really well. People scrolling through their Facebook feed, there's swipe, 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 right? Boom, red flag. They just naturally stop. So it's like what would be called a pattern interrupt, right? To try to get their attention. So throw some emojis in there and your ad will probably get a little bit better result. Link description. This is the next section here, link description. This is the bottom part of the ad down below the text. It says bed, bath, square footage. You could put that in there. I'd maybe add in something more interesting than bed, bath, square footage if possible. If you change this top headline, maybe this is a good spot to put the address. Customize this to your liking. Now, the one thing I've always been taught, everybody has their own style. I've always been told when you're running an ad and trying to promote a listing on social media, don't put the list price. A lot of people want to give as much information as possible so they, everybody knows what's going on before they click on it. But the thing is, you want people to click on it. So by not putting the price, you may get some more clicks, you may get some more leads, you may get some more engagement with your ad, which the more engagement you get, the better deal Facebook cuts you on your ad. Okay. Because if people are engaging with content, Facebook boosts it up an algorithm. So, you do want to make it clickbait. Why are websites like BuzzFeed and Huffington Post and things like that so popular? Because they're really good at making things clickbait, right? They're good at enticing people to click on it, and we've all fallen for it. We've all clicked on, random, ads about, articles about, Kim Kardashian or some random celebrity and what they're doing because they write really enticing headlines. And then you read the ad and you go, oh, that's clickbait, right? You want to make your ad clickbait. You want to make your ad enticing. So put the most enticing things in the ad as possible. Spewing off facts about a home, 4-bed, 2-bath, 1936 square feet, built in 2000, HOAs $35 a month, and property tax is 1.2%. That's not enticing, right? I apologize, John Forster here. It sounds like you're reading the paper on the side of a car looking at the information on it, right? This is all stuff people can do when they click on the link, or they can call and ask you, put something enticing, make it clickbait. Okay. Then down below this, the follow-up action URL. This will show up in all types of ads. Doesn't matter which ad you're running. It calls it either the destination URL or the follow-up action URL. So this is a way of saying, once they click on the ad, what website are they going to end up at? That's it. Where do you want them to go? So like I said, do you want them to go to a single property website, list reports, some sort of lead capture site? Where do you want them going once they click on this ad here? Now, you'll notice that by default, it puts in the Coldwell Banker link for the listing information. And yes, that does have the ability to capture people's lead information, but it's not something that you can fully customize yourself. So a lot of people do change this out. If you are going to use the Coldwell Banker follow-up action URL, this default one, you'll notice a lot of times there's this red box that pops up that says, sorry, this URL is not secure. Facebook requires a secure website. All you have to do is when it says http:// whatever, just add the letter S to it. HTTPS. And that will make that error go away. And if it's the Coldwell Banker link, it will still work. I know it sounds really weird. Why you have to go in there and add the S, I don't know. Don't shoot the messenger here, guys. Just go ahead, add in that letter S so you can get your ad through. I would always, though, double check when you guys put in a URL. Make sure you copy and paste it, put it into a new tab here, and make sure it works. Make sure it loads before you click off of it, right? You want to make sure your link works. The last thing you want to do is run an ad and then have it not work later. So make sure your link works there. The last thing down here in the editing content, which is editing your ad, is setting your media variations. So the last, I'm not going to say last, one of the other benefits of social ad engine, but we're driving towards the end here of the benefits list, is Facebook. Like I said, Facebook rewards ads that are getting the best engagement. But your more advanced advertisers, right? So if you hire on an advertising company to run ads for you and stuff, one of the things they do is what's called A/B split testing. It's the technical term for it, or ABC split testing, I've seen it called. But A/B split testing is where you run multiple variations of the same ad to see which one is performing best. And based on that, Facebook will optimize it and promote and show more the ad that is doing best. So social ad engine has that built in here. It does A/B, or ABC in this case, split testing, where it's going to run 3 ads simultaneously, all with slightly different images. So what I would recommend on your images, something of the front, something of the inside, and then the third thing of your choice. So, kitchens do well, backyards do well, but every house is unique, so you may want to tweak this to that individual house. Don't just put 3 pictures of the front of the house, okay? The cool thing is all these pictures are pulled in from the MLS automatically. So once you hit submit on the MLS, your pictures are all in there. It's going to pull these in automatically. Like I said, it takes about 24 hours. So you'll go into set media variations here, and you'll notice on each of these buttons, there's a link that says change. So if I want to change this 3rd picture, if I hit change, you'll notice I can then go to, whatever image I want to be using here. Oh, let's use this one of the backyard here. Pick it and then hit select media. And then you can see, I have 3 different ads set up. Now, also when I hit change, you'll notice there is the ability to upload an image. Now you can upload a custom image. So let's say, let's say it didn't pull in all your photos automatically, and your photographer went out, reshot something, you haven't uploaded it to the MLS. No problem. You can now upload your own image in here. Now, one of the guidelines that Facebook has as a requirement, you cannot add text onto the image, because some people were being really smart about it. And they were saying, hey, you know what? If I'm running an ad, I'm just going to put my phone number across the image, so then people can just call me and not have to click on it. No, you can't do that. Smart, whoever tried that, but Facebook banned that a long time ago. The image needs to be basically all image, no text on the image. So don't think you can add extra branding in on the image. Really, the branding is going to be in the text of the ad and in your business page. So that's going to be running the ad. So keep that in mind. Now, the other things they've added, so those of you who played around with social ad engine when it first came out, you couldn't upload your own image, and you could only pick between 3 images. Now they also added the ability to do videos, so you can upload a video in here. Now, for those of you guys who have a photographer, videographer who goes in, does this gorgeous listing video, it's a nice 2-minute long with music and everything. Great. Facebook does not want 2-minute videos in their ads. They want 15 seconds or less, ideally. They'll go up to 30, but 15 or less is the max, and it does have a file limit of 250 megabytes. So you can run a video as one of your media. The third option would be to do what's called a carousel. A carousel is a kind of ad where it has multiple images in it. You've probably seen these before and just not known that it's called a carousel, but it's an ad where you have multiple images in it. So you can pick 3 to 10 images, and then they can swipe through the images before they click on it. So they don't just see one image of the house. So you could pick, oh, I want, the front, I want the kitchen here, I want a bedroom here, and I want the backyard. I want these 5 images. And you can see I selected them, and now there's 5 images that they can click through. Just be aware when you do this, though, you'll see that how it went from being, full landscape to being cropped a lot more square on the image. So, keep that in mind. If there's stuff on the sides of the image, it's going to get cropped to the middle. So be conscious of the pictures you're using when you do that. So you go through, like I said, from the beginning, we picked our ad type, we edited the text of the ad, we picked our pictures. That's all we've done so far. I know it's taken me 20 minutes to explain it, but I want to make sure you guys have full understanding of this process. Once I've picked exactly what I'm doing, you'll notice how I have a blue button here that says Save Content. You cannot proceed any farther until you hit this Save Content button, okay? So hit Save Content. Now, the third part of the ad is picking your targeting. My general recommendation, take their recommended targeting. They've worked with Facebook. They've grabbed, Coldwell Banker, CBX data, things like that to optimize the ad. And then they're playing nice with all the Facebook rules and regulations. You can do custom targeting. So it does tend to focus primarily in and around the listing itself. But you can customize this. So let's say, okay, I want to make sure, we know we're going to get a lot of buyers coming in from, so this is in Winchester. So I want to do stuff in, some stuff in Temecula. I know we're going to get a lot of people from, San Diego County. So let's do, in and around Vista, North San Diego County there. Let's also get some Orange County stuff. So let's get, around Corona, let's get around Irvine, right? I can go through and I can add a bunch of cities. Remember, the more cities you add, the broader audience it's going to reach. But as you're doing this, you can select a radius around each city. Facebook rules for housing. It has to be a 15-mile radius no matter what. So you cannot be like, hey, Vicky lives in the Oasis. She gets a listing in the Oasis. She only wants to target the Oasis. Can't do that. You just physically cannot do that with real estate ads anymore. You have to do a 15-mile radius around a location. That's, once again, one of those regulations they added in to prevent steering, redlining, all those fair housing things that, like I said, that we learned about during our license, getting our licenses. Can't do that. So it does have to be a 15-mile radius. You cannot uber target one specific small tract of houses. So it does do a little bit broader. So keep that in mind when you're running your ads. But like I said, these are all things that you can tweak. When in doubt, though, just do the recommended targeting. Make your life easier. But if you do want to target specific areas, you can do that. Then the last part down below here is budget, dates, and payment. You're paying for the ad. So there are 4 different ad prices: $69, $129, $229, $349. If you're running a lead ad, however, it does start at $129. You cannot do a lead ad for $69. $69 ads run for 5 days, $129 run for 7 days, $229 run for 11 days, $349 run for 14 days. Now, I know what happens. A lot of us go, oh, wait, hold on just a second. You're telling me I can run 7 days for $129, but 14 days is $349. Why in the world would I not just run $129 twice? That's a savings of, about $100, right? It does, the longer you run the ad, it does optimize those view counts, those click counts, those things. So your ad, the very start, is not very optimized. But over time, as Facebook knows who's engaging with it, they look at their algorithm, goes, oh, these are the kinds of people that we want to run this ad to because they're engaging with it. It optimizes it better over time, so you get a better return the longer into the ad you are. So yes, you could save money by doing that. However, your ad will be most optimal if you're planning to run it for 2 weeks. Just do the $349 package, then $229s. But like I said, I know $349 sounds like a lot of money on an ad, but especially for some of your higher price homes, your custom unique properties, it's probably worth running an ad for that long. Now right now, obviously, when you can sell a house in like an hour and get 5 offers in the first hour without people even going to the house, it may seem crazy to run an ad on a listing. And I get that, but it does help get awareness to your business page. It does get your name out there. It does show, the seller, hey, this is what I'm doing to get your home sold. These are all good things to be doing, good practices to have. You do also have the ability, by the way, to publish your ad later. So you can actually set up your ad and then choose to run it a couple days from now. This is not the market for that. I would not even touch that option at this point. But, like I said, maybe in the future, you're going to want to do it. And like I said, these 5, 7, 11, and 14 days, these are optimized for that dollar amount based on, what Facebook is saying. This is the optimal amount of time to be running the ad. So that's why they have those dates picked. And the majority of your money does go into the ad itself. There is a little bit of money, of that money goes into the software to do the ad on your behalf, but the majority of your payment is going into the actual advertising budget with Facebook itself. And then you just put in your credit card and you pay. And it will send you a receipt. The receipt comes from a company called Tiger Pistol. That's the back-end company that does the credit card processing and the back-end stuff for Social Ad Engine. So you will get a receipt so you can put it in for your taxes and all that fun stuff. And that is it. They do have the coupon code. I don't have a coupon code right now. In 2 years, I've seen one general coupon that they've run. However, like if you do have an issue on an ad, they do have a support line. I have had times where there's been errors with ads where you have to cancel it, start over. If that happens and you talk to their support team, they'll give you a coupon code to credit you for your next ad. So their customer service is very helpful with this. So that is running a listing ad. If you can learn how to do a listing ad, you can learn how to do the other ads, which are under the templates button. So templates are just ads to promote yourself, to promote your business. And you can see there's a number of templates here, but these templates are designed for certain kinds of ads. So you'll notice they'll say reach, which is views, traffic, which is to get clicks to a website, or lead gen, getting people to fill out one of those lead generation forms. So you notice they have a number of ads here with things preloaded in it. So, if I wanted to go to, this quotables number 1, it's a reach ad. I click promote. You'll notice I cannot change some of this ad here, right? Some of this is already preset for these kind of ads. And you'll even notice the images are already set. So they already kind of do things to help you along here. And the recommended targeting is in a radius built around the office that you are out of. So they are a lot quicker ads to run because they're, for the most part, pre-written. Some of them do have things that you can tweak, some images you can change out. Like I said, some of them, this guiding new home since 1906. This is already preset. So, but you can tweak some things like what website it's driving it to, things like that. So you can make some small tweaks, but not everything can be tweaked. So in these kind of ads. The last tab here, guys, is the reporting tab. Reporting is where you can see your ad results. You can see, okay, this kind of ad, I ran this type of ad. There's my budget, where we're standing. I can click the view button and it gives me a summary. So like this one was the $129 ad. I got 31 leads. which comes out to an average of $3.12 per lead. If you access it in the first 90 days, it will give you the ability to download your leads separate from what gets dropped into your Zap account. Sorry, it's taking a second. And there will also be the button to download a seller's report. So you can actually get this turned into a one-page PDF that you can send to your seller. So if you do run an ad and that seller's calls you after a week, it's been a week and my house isn't in escrow yet. What are you doing? How are you getting this sold? This is ridiculous. My neighbor my neighbor's house sold in 3 hours. How dare you? You can run this report. Download it as a PDF. It's a nice one-page report. You can email it over to them. Show them what you've been doing, and it will do a lot better that way. So, or not a lot better, but it will give you information to let them know what you've been doing to try to get their home sold. So you can download that report there. And before we hit this market, for example, Margaret, our owner, she'd run one of these on every single house she had. Why? So she could show the homeowner, hey, this is what we're doing to get your home sold. Margaret's not trying to run Facebook ads to get leads and things like that. She just wanted to get the house sold. So it is a good thing to run ads just to sell the house. And by the way, I was mentioning emojis earlier. Here you go. You can see I ran emojis in this ad. A nice pool home. Made sure to have a picture of the pool. Highlight the features. This is a good example of how to use emojis. And I tried to make it as clickbait as possible. Like I said, got 31 leads on it. Does every lead turn into a client? No. Your Facebook lead conversion is not a high conversion rate, but like I said, I was trying to do this to get this house sold, promote it, get it into escrow at that time. So that's it. That's Social Ad Engine in a nutshell. Now, for those of you, just so you know, there's been a couple people recently that if you set up Social Ad Engine, like, in 2019 or 2020, not in 2021, but the first time you ever linked your business page over, we've had some couple people who are getting errors saying they need to go back and reselect, re-agree to Facebook lead ads terms of service. If you are getting that error, the best way to fix it is if you actually go to the top right-hand corner, click on settings. And if you disconnect your Facebook account from it and reconnect it, it will fix that error. I've reported it to the Social Ad Engine team. I've reported it to Coldwell Banker, the head of the Social Ad Engine department there. His name's Christian Montiel. I reported it to him. That's the fix for it right now until they can push through that change. It's just an error that is popping up for some reason. Does not affect your ability to run the ad. You just have to disconnect your page and reconnect it. Like I said, that's only been affecting a certain number of people who set up their Social Ad Engine accounts, mainly in 2019 to early 2020 is what I've seen. So, and that's it. We're at 12:52. We're done slightly early, but that means we can open it up for questions. Anybody have any questions on Social Ad Engine here?
I do.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't have any listings right now. Gosh darn it. So I was looking at maybe doing one of the other ones. It's the cute little 15-second, driving you home thing video. For the destination URL. So this basically is I want to drive awareness to my brand and services. It'll go around the office. Yes. For the destination URL, do you recommend I use my Zap website or my Zap mobile? You know how you can click the URL to share?
Yes.
Would you recommend the mobile app URL or my website URL?
I would say, in my opinion, the majority of people who are, and I think the stats back this up, the majority of people going on Facebook and Instagram are doing it on mobile. Probably, okay. I'd say 80% of people now are accessing, Facebook on mobile apps. However, if you run the ad with the URL to the mobile app and somebody clicks on it from a computer, then it's not gonna work. So
Okay.
But if you run the ad to your Zap website URL and then
Uh-huh.
open it from a mobile device, it will actually pop up at the top and say, click here to download Darlene's mobile app. So
Yeah.
I
If
think
they
it would
get
be
that far.
yeah, if they get that far,
Okay.
once again, what's the conversion rate on, click-throughs to downloads and stuff like
Right.
that? I don't have numbers on that, but I would go ahead and run
Well,
it
I've
to the
never done
website
one
first.
like this, and it starts at $69. I'm like,
Yeah.
let's see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah. So
I wish there was more to get listings without having to have a listing. They're
Yeah.
all just basically for buyers, it looks like.
there are a lot of just, there's some that are more buyer driven, but there's a lot of, there is one for home value. To ask, basically try to get their information to do get a CMA.
Yeah,
But
I think I saw that. But where would you have your URL go to? Or maybe I don't know if it was gone or what.
Yeah, well, I will say though, 5 years ago when I got my license, everybody's, oh, that's what you should be posting on Facebook. Ask people what their home is worth, get them to fill out a form. Da 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 da. It's shifted. I've heard that the people who run these kind of ads to try to get people to fill out online, for online, CMA requests and stuff, is pretty bad conversion rate. People don't fall for that anymore. So,
right.
I think running
because you
something
can get a Z estimate or go on to all these other places,
Exactly. So I think you'd be better off running a more general ad and then adding text in there for, say, guiding like, hey, interest rates are low, buyers are lining up out the door to see properties, is it time to sell? Run something more like that, and yeah, you can gear it towards sellers in your copywriting and your text there.
Well, I won't use my destination URL for some reason. It's saying, sorry, this is a required field. And I don't know why it's saying that, but.
Oh, we can talk about that,
yeah, some
separate,
other time.
So yeah.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions here? Teresa, for those of you watching later, Derek was asking, hey, if using social ad engine with Moxie, where it knows where my buyers originate, do you know if it would decrease audience penetration by choosing Moxie recommended cities? Yeah, no, you can customize the cities completely, and say, based on the CBX and Moxie data, this is where they're coming from. Yeah, you can run that. There's no problem with running that information in, like Teresa said. Teresa does that herself. I know Charles does that on his listings, also out of our Myriad office, so there are people who do that and have run some pretty effective ads that way. So, but like I said, when in doubt, their recommended targeting is good too. It's not bad, but if you want to customize it more, you can do it that way. So, all right. Any other questions here? Or if not, we'll be giving it a wrap.
I just wanted to, Michael, thank you. Good stuff as always, and good questions. So for tomorrow, I put in the chat the address for the agent visual inspection field trip. So make sure you get your PED to Brian Keene. His email is on there. And I'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Going once, going twice. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a good rest of your afternoon.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.